welcome to Pure Joy Tarot. Today we're going to do Leo's reading of June in the astrological house system. So we're going to use 12 cards, as there are 12 houses, and an overall influence card in the middle. So what do we need to know for Leos in the month of June going forwards? In the astrological house system. Astrological house system, what do the Leos need to know? What do the Leos need to know? Okay, I did give them a good shuffle before as well. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and middle. Okay, so the overall influence, Leos, is the High Priestess. So you may find yourself going inward, which is interesting for Leos in the month of June. So tapping into your intuition may be a good idea. So yeah. Also, there is a ability here to open up, especially when it's to do with females. There is an opening up here. We've got a pomegranate, which is a great fruit for opening up and being fertile. I've said this before in June. It's funny about the birth, but really tapping in to a level of spirituality and your intuition and your higher self will bring great rewards. So we'll just have a look at yourself. House 1 is all about self. So we've got the Page of Cups, Leos. So again, we can look at that as a birth card, but also it's about life itself. What is the meaning of life to a Leo at the moment in June? So this is why I think the intuition has come about. Really looking at what it means with fresh eyes. Whether you turning to spirituality or a sense of higher religion, something like that, can be interesting. But as this can be looked at as a birth card as well, like we said here, it could be very interesting to have a look at that with yourself. Also, Leos, it's a good time because this is here and this is all about you. Looking at your natal chart, looking what planets really affect you as a Leo. And I would definitely look at your rising sign as well, your ascending sign, because this is about new life, so a new way of looking at things in general might be a good idea. I was just looking to see if something else was there. Right, so this is house 2, which is the 6 of Swords. So this is how you value life in general and possessions. So this is a card of traveling away from things. So this makes sense by looking at a new way of life, a new way of being, traveling where things have got maybe rocky, and that's why you've got a fresh start, but also help. I know Leos can be very independent people at times, but sometimes help is good as well. So what you value is a sense of belonging, to move forward when things are difficult. So sometimes it's like shrugging it off and moving forward, but what you do feel value is being strong. So if this is you here, the guy steering the boat, you can see his, I don't know what it's called, the pole is very large. So that indicates to me that you've got a big backbone and a big strength about you, so you can move family on and yourself. So because this is values and possessions, what you do value maybe is being independent at times, but you like other people in a way to rely on you. That is your value perhaps in June. So tapping into your intuition about how help is around, whether you're helping your family or other people, or how they can help you. Because with a new way of emotionally going forward, you might just need a little bit of help yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, Leahs. I know you're normally very strong, but there's nothing wrong in asking other people for help. Definitely. Okay, so how do we communicate in June, Leahs? Very nicely, thank you very much. So this is 10 of Pentacles. It's a great card to have. Right, okay, so how you communicate. There is going to be a lot of communication with your family, which is fantastic. And maybe it is to do with new birth coming along. So having good conversations with all family members at this moment in time might make you realise that moving forward to a more calmer way of life is quite good. So if it's yourself that you want to communicate that you want to start a family, be at the head of the household, which is great, now is the time to actually do that. There is an aspect here where loyalty is coming about as well. There is a good sense of loyalty. So any communication surrounding being loyal will be very important to you in June. Vitally important, in fact. So if people around you aren't being loyal to who you are, then that may be an issue. And that's why travelling forward, it could be an aspect. Right, so house 4 is the devil. Oh, we like that. This is all about your home life. So this does kind of make sense, doesn't it? So when we've got, this is why it's come up to use your intuition about how you're being tied down. What situation is tying yourself down? What do you need to escape from? This card here is in the mind, going forward, travelling, escaping as well. Not escaping, but moving forward. So when things have been difficult, this is a great way of going forward. So Leo, you need to go forward, you need to break away from confinement, and this is where the communication to your family members and what is going on is going to be important. There's also an aspect here that maybe still coming over from your own childhood. Maybe you were confined in a very strict household, some of you might have been, and this is where you're trying to break free as well. Using your intuition, tapping there to actually know when to make the move. But I really do think the move is kind of now, because here in June, this is yourself, new life, so everything's going to be new. There is definitely a change here. Right, 5, your inner child and how you see children. So we've got the King of Cups here. So this could relate to a partner at the moment, the King of Cups. Or it could relate to other aspects within yourself. So I think there's an aspect here where you have been quite giving to yourself emotionally, and that's why you're able to start again. It's almost like the cancer from the house, the sign before. It's really soft and gentle. yeah, if it's yourself who has been Pisces, Cancer, I'm not necessarily seeing Scorpio except here. um, but there's a gentleness to your inner child that wants to search. So there's a lot of searching. I wouldn't be surprised if there's travel in your travel house, because emotionally you seem to be traveling, and the communication to go forward. So again, using your intuition to see if it's the time to actually do that is quite good. As I said, there is like this, it's a fish here and a fish here, and that's very much to do with religion as well as new life. But I see it's a little bit of, it could be like a child, your own child coming about, or it could be your own spiritual guide urging you on. So it's either or. If we've got another page of wands or something, there's definitely a child coming along. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 6. Right, okay, so we've got the Ten of Cups. Leos are always lucky, aren't they? So here in the daily routines with this card, home life is very important, and within your home life moving forward, it's a very lucky card. So the search that is being starting just right at the moment is definitely there. So happy home is really good. From the communication and the routine daily activities, those two are very prosperous cards. Now they are both a 10, and they go back to 1, which is almost like the Page of Cups. So we've got that beginningness. So it's almost like you're completing that cycle. So what you need to kind of break away from, it is an aspect here which will give you this whole happiness. But it's like, I think you're saying, what else? Because here with the intuition, again, tapping into it, I'm not going to say it's boring, but it's like there's something else. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at that fantastic number 7. So this is about relationships. This is the Hanged Man. So here we have a time of finding your own enlightenment, so to speak. So when things are slow, it's like really knowing what you want. So this can be looking at religion, or spirituality, or your higher self, because when action happens all the time, sometimes it's good to go within yourself to know exactly what's going on. So within relationships, if you do have to communicate, especially if there's a father figure here that's been, well, it should be there, but if this Piscean or Cancer person has been a water sign, has been quite of authority, it's a period for yourselves to have a look what that means to you, and whether you've adopted that attitude and you're putting it into your relationship, your home life, because you've got to see if that fits for you. So this is why there's a kind of waiting around to see if that is applicable. So again, touching into your soul journey, your intuition of what's going on is essential. Right, so we'll look at 8. So we've got 7 of Swords. This is about money, transformations. So this is quite significant in sorry about that. this is quite significant in the aspect where it's directly kind of opposite the Six of Swords. So, because this is about transformation, you might find that there's a tendency of not lying, but not communicating well enough with what's going on surrounding money. It can also be about sexual stuff as well. So who's lying, who's cheating, who's doing what. So with the devil at the moment, you know, interesting, because this can be very sexual card, the devil, but this one is in the sexual house. It is about transformation. So moving on is kind of applicable. So this is why I understand now that in the 7th house you've got this hanging around waiting for your own truth to come out. So that's quite interesting really, isn't it? So number 9. Didn't I say we were going to get something like this? So you've got the Ace of Wands. So there could be your birth, but there could be a new way of moving forward, significantly, making your own magic. So this is all about, in the 9th house, all about travel, all about new way of learning. But I can almost see it's like shaking your own stick. So it's like telling them, I think you'll have found your voice, found what you need out of your home life, and then been able to travel on within your own truth, because you'll have tapped into your intuition and you'll know exactly where you want to go. So that's really, really good. I'm very happy. Right, number 10 is career and reputation. So we've got the 7 of Pentacles. So at the moment in June, just moving slightly forward, it's an aspect here where people see you as having different projects maybe on the go, hobbies, things like that, but also they can see that you do work hard when you really want to work hard. But at the moment in June, it's like putting things on the back burner, and you are looking and studying what's happened. It's what's happened with family life. Is this still applicable? So it's very much, you can pick the areas that have grown and been fruitful and discard the rest that you don't want. So here, with the newness coming about, it's whether to almost like, I don't want to grow pears anymore, I want to grow apples. Which basically means you can change your outlook on life, you can change what you are about. So this is a great card to have as a reputation. You can be seen as you're good at changing things when you want to and being very successful at it. Of course, you've got these down here, which is great, but this is lifting you up to actually achieve your goals. So it's like just there at the moment. So moving on to the 11th house, friends and acquaintances, you've got Justice card here in the 11th house. So if people have been kind of lying or cheating or things like that, the Justice card will give you a new outlook to cut through all the unnecessary aspects. But the Justice card also will help you go through the newness, the beginnings. So if you're feeling tired, then this Justice card will give you that balance to actually step forward and move through your stuff, especially if you apply your softer side. Right, number 12 12th house. Here we go. This is Queen of Pentacles. So I'm going to put that there. So this is like the birth card, really. So looking at things hidden. So a baby does hide inside, so don't be surprised if people around you are pregnant, if not yourself. So maybe you didn't know that you wanted to have another child, or have the first child, or somebody around you, maybe a sister. It's very grounding and very peaceful and very contemplating. So in the 7th house here, it's about reaching for what you want to find. It is very interesting with the devil, that the root of who you are and where you've come from. So looking at birth and home life is going to be interesting in June, unless you've already done this and you're moving forward. One thing is really clear, is that for yourself here in June there is new life. If you can balance that off with the tens, that's very prosperous. So it's a good outlook in June, Leos. Definitely. I don't think you really need to have any more clarity here, other than this one, I suppose. But apart from that, yeah, well, I think that, unless you want to, let's just see about the values. Just another card or two, just to see where. All right, okay. So this card is the 5 of Pentacles. So valuing things, and health may be what you value a lot. So having a look at health issues, especially inside. If you did want to get pregnant, or you're finding new ways of doing that, then having a look completely at health, it is obviously common sense. Let's have a look. Right, this is a good card to have. The Queen of Wands. So this is like yourself, Leo, if you're a female, Queen of Wands. So again, being quite psychically and intuitive to your situation. So if you're trying to communicate to your partner, whether you want to tell them that you're pregnant and your family that you're pregnant, or you want a pregnancy, or you just want to start completely afresh and break away from your home life completely, this is the time to actually do that. Having a look at what is going along in the aspect of money and sex and death almost. Transformation is important, but when people are not being completely honest, it's a different story. So finding an honesty within yourself obviously is a good way of going, especially with justice. So I think in June it's going to be very interesting for you, just having a look at moving forward here, but also taking time out to understand yourself and tap into your intuition. So I wish you all the best, Leos, in June, and we'll see you in July. Take care. Lots of love.